Gold. The asset your grandfather trusted, the one thing on Earth that is never supposed to do anything interesting, is down 27% from its January high. It fell nearly 10% in a single day at the end of January, its worst single day in more than 40 years, and kept falling into February. Meme coins do that. Gold isn't supposed to do that.
5,000 years of reputation.
5 months of behavior. This is a teardown. The thing on the table isn't gold. Gold's fine, it's a metal, it doesn't care. What we're taking apart is the story everyone bought. Let's rewind and figure out when the safe haven stopped being either of those words.
First, the pitch. And to be fair to the snake, it's a good one.
Gold has been money since before money. It doesn't default, it doesn't have a CEO, it can't get hacked, diluted, or asked to testify before Congress. When everything else burns, gold just sits there, smug, indestructible. The label says insurance, and for most of history, that's what people used it for. You buy a little. You hope you never need it. You do not check the price daily, because insurance that you check daily is called something else.
It's called a gamble.
Hold that thought. I want it on the record early. It's the detail this whole thing turns on. How did the run start? Starting in 2022, the world's central banks, the actual people who print actual money, began swapping freshly printed money for rocks at a pace nobody had seen in modern history. More than 1,000 tons a year, 3 years running. In 2025, they added another 863 tons, and in the World Gold Council survey, 43% of them said they planned to buy more. The number planning to buy less? 0. Think about the elegance of that position. Your job is to issue currency. Your side project is quietly converting your savings into the one asset that is famous for not trusting currency. That's not a red flag. That's a red parade. And the price did what prices do when the biggest wallets on Earth lean on one side of the scale. Up 67% in 2025 alone. 53 all-time highs in a single year. The record had a commute. Total world demand crossed 5,000 tons for the first time ever. $555 billion of it. At this point, the trade was, honestly, smart. Remember that word. Because here is where the story leaves the marble lobbies and shows up somewhere much more dangerous. The Costco checkout line.
Costco, the place you go for 96 rolls of paper towels and a hot dog that has cost $1.50 since the Reagan administration, started selling 1-ounce gold bars online, and they could not keep them in stock. At one point, Bloomberg surveyed 101 Costco stores. 77 had run out of gold within the week, after restocking. Management told investors the bars were typically gone within hours, and Wells Fargo, an actual bank, had to publish an estimate of Costco's gold sales, as much as $200 million a month, like it was patio furniture. It got so intense that Costco imposed purchase limits, 1 bar per transaction, 2 per member per day. Gold, the 5,000-year store of value, was now on the same rationing policy as pandemic toilet paper. Historians will want that sentence. And everywhere Norm looked, someone in a nice suit was playing the same tune. It never goes down. It's not like stocks. It's real. None of these statements are technically false. That's what makes the song work. The snake never lies to you. The snake just skips a verse, the one about what you're paying versus what it's worth. Which brings us to January. On January 26th, gold crossed $5,000 an ounce, and something snapped. The move above the round number set off a wave of pure momentum buying. People purchasing insurance not in case of disaster, but because the insurance had been going up. 3 days later, January 29th, $55.95 intraday. The forecasts kept pace, obviously. The price went vertical, so the targets went 6,000. And this, the last week of January 2026, is when the largest crowd of ordinary buyers in this whole story finally showed up. Not in 2022 with the central banks at 2,000, at the top, at 5.3, 5.4, 5.5. buying the thing because it had already gone up 170%. Norm wasn't stupid. Norm was late. The product was engineered so those feel identical until the moment they don't.
So what popped it? Here's the boring version. In late January, the White House named its Fed chair pick, Kevin Warsh, widely read as less eager to cut rates. The dollar jumped. Then February piled on. Producer inflation came in hot, 0.7% in a month, and the Fed cut its projected 2026 rate cuts from 2 to 1. Bond yields climbed. Gold pays no interest. Its entire modern pitch rests on rates going down. Rates stopped going down. One day, nearly 10%, the worst single day in more than 40 years. And here's the part the highlight reels skip. Gold got back up. It clawed its way to 5,300 by early March. Because the crowd needed the dip to be a discount. It wasn't. What followed was 5 months of lower highs. Every bounce a little smaller. Every buying opportunity a little more expensive. All the way down to 4,074 today. That's not a crash. A crash is honest. This was a negotiation with reality. Reality won. Notice what did not happen anywhere on that chart. No vault was robbed. No mine flooded. No alchemist cracked it. Nothing about gold changed this year. Everything about the story changed. When the only thing holding a price up is the crowd's agreement that it only goes up, the crowd is the fundamentals. And crowds change their minds. So here are the findings. The metal survived. It always does. What died was the pitch that a safe haven can also be a rocket. It can't. Those are different products in the same bottle, and you only find out which one you bought when someone drops it. Norm's math for the record. 1 ounce at 5,300 in January is worth about 4,100 today. His insurance lost him $1,200 in 5 months. His car insurance never does that. He didn't buy insurance. He bought a ticket on the rocket after it launched. And if history is any guide, the wait has a precedent. Gold's last mania topped at $850 in January 1980. It saw $850 again in January 2008. 28 years. Insurance with a 28-year claims process. The snake's opening line was true, by the way. Gold has held value for 5,000 years. Nobody said anything about February. The usual suspects did get paid, though. The dealers and retailers, who earn their premium at the register whether gold rises or falls, Costco included, as much as $200 million a month. The sellers of a record $555 billion of gold in 2025. Somebody sold Norm every one of those ounces. And the central banks, still sitting on 3 years of cheap tons from the low 4,000s and under. Who paid? Whoever bought the top, because the top was going up. If that was you, no judgment. The song was excellent. It always is. Snake Oil Finance. Read the label. There's a new bottle every week. Subscribe if you'd like to know what's in it before you drink it.